going on, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of Cooking with Ken. Just kidding. We ain't going there. Just wanted to chat with you fellas for a minute. I got my grill fired up. I got some whole lump charcoal in there. Gonna heat it up. Let me get this thing situated here where I can talk to you, and I'll be right back with you, alright? Alright, y'all. Just want to talk with you about a couple of things real quick. First one, you can see I'm sporting the Pathfinder shirt. They came in the other day. Been wearing it for a couple of days now without washing, but I just put it on when I get home from work and wear it. These are some, they're real nice made. They're made from real high quality t-shirts. If anybody's on the fence about ordering any, go for it, man. I mean, for the price, you can't beat the quality that you're getting. These are they're top-notch made. Put a lot of thought into the craftsmanship of them and the materials used. I recommend them. Funny thing is, wearing it today, went to Walmart to get me some lump charcoal. I don't buy briquettes, and I'll tell you why in a minute. You'll all stop buying briquettes when I tell you. But I was buying some charcoal and a couple other things, some buns and stuff like that to make my hamburgers with. And this woman come up to me and asked me if I was still in service. I mean, you know, I got the hairdo and all, I guess. I told her, I said, no ma'am, I've been out of service since, 87, 88. And she said, so you were a Pathfinder then? I said, kinda, just didn't realize it. And she said, well, you know who they are? And I said, yeah. But it shocked me that she knew who they were. So how many of you know where the Pathfinder name came from, what it relates to? I'll give you a little hint. Dave was one. I think it's got a lot to do with Dave's history, what he did in service and all. That's where he come up with the name. I'd never really thought about it until she mentioned it, but it makes sense. Getting back to the charcoal here real quick. Now, this is not the brand I usually buy. I usually buy Cowboy Coal. This is Royal Oak Natural Wood Charcoal. Now, I got a friend of mine lives up the street. He's got a pit in the ground, and we'll usually get a good pile of oak and hickory burning, and then we'll put half of a 55-gallon drum on top of it with a few holes poked out. Cover the ends of it up with dirt so it doesn't get much air, and we make charcoal ourselves. We just ain't had any good weather lately to make any, or any good wood to make any, so I do have to buy it. But I'll tell you a story about Kingsford Light, Ember, any of the briquette companies. Don't buy them, people. I used to work for a company in Lake City, South Carolina, just up the road here. And part of my job required me to deliver to the Embers Charcoal Company. Charcoal briquettes, especially the Embers brand, has the stems, bits, and pieces that weren't good enough to make cigars, pipe tobacco, and cigarettes out of. Yes, you're cooking your food over tobacco. Didn't know if anybody knew that or not, but one of the key ingredients in charcoal briquettes, tobacco. So there you go. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself, and I hadn't used it since. I do smoke. I'm not saying anything about that, but I don't want to cook my food over it. All the chemicals and all that they're putting out is bad enough that I'm taking it into my lungs. I don't want to cook my food over it and let my kids eat it and everything else. So just a little tidbit on charcoal. I use the natural charcoal. You saw I was putting a little chimney there. You just start a small fire under it, and it don't take long for it to get everything roaring for you. And it's not hard to add to it if you have to add later. I usually add it, just grab a handful and throw it on the coals, and it'll catch and start burning again as it goes. To me, it's just a lot better tasting meat when you cook over natural wood. This try not to get too dirty, but it's just like coal. If you let your fire die out, that's what you'd have, just big lumps of coal. For the most part, it's just burnt wood. Now, the stuff that I usually buy actually still has some wood in it that hadn't been burned, and it really gives a good smoky flavor to what you're cooking. So that's it. Let me show you. I've got I don't know if the camera will pick it up good or not. It's kind of bright out here, but you can see it's starting to come out the top of it a good bit there. The flames are, and you can see it a little bit. It's kind of gasifying a little. Got some good sparks coming out the bottom of it. And I have soaked all my ground down where all these leaves collect. I've soaked all that down good, so I don't have to worry about it bursting in the flames. But that's it for right now. I'm getting ready to throw me some deer steaks on there with some deer burger. Got that deer hamburger I mixed up earlier with the KitchenAid meat grinder. I'm loving it. That's going to be my favorite new household. You know, that's another self-reliance skill that people don't really think about is, you know, stuff you can do at the house. When you buy hamburger meat from a grocery store that's already been ground by them, you're buying sirloin, T-bone, bits and pieces, beef stew, everything, just everything they've got left over. They put it in there and they grind it up. Well, the problem is, I'm not saying all grocery stores aren't sanitary, but because the health department knows they're not sanitary, they tell you all hamburger meat has to be cooked thoroughly. They don't want you to cook it medium rare, nothing like that. The reason being is because bacteria can be inside that hamburger meat. There can be some bacteria in the machine. Maybe it wasn't cleaned good the day before. Maybe there was some meat in there that was a little bit bad, what have you. But if you go to the store and buy your own meat, just buy a big, huge sirloin. A lot of times at a Sam's Club, you can buy sirloin for 35 bucks, which is $1 a pound. It'll be 35 pounds of sirloin on there. I cut the center section up into 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thick steaks. So we've got sirloin steaks. Then the rest of it, I'll cut up into beef stew cubes, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches square. Leave the fat and everything on there, a good bit of the fat anyway. And a lot of times, if we want hamburgers, I'll just grind that sirloin up, or I'll get some, like I did with this deer steak. I bought the smallest porterhouse I could find, which was about 1 pound. It was about $9 on sale at Sam's Club, but it was a good meat, had a lot of good marbling to it, which meant it had a lot of good fat and a lot of good flavor. I added it with my deer meat that I had and ground everything up, then ground it again just to make sure it was all blended good. Threw in some onion flakes, different seasonings and stuff, and run it through the last time on the fine disc, the real small grinding disc. And I've got hamburger meat you'll never buy in a store. It's got less fat content than even the leanest hamburger meat. I know it's pure, I know it's clean, and if I want my hamburger medium well, where it's got a little bit of flavor and a little bit of juice left to it, that's not a problem. I would never buy hamburger meat from a store and leave a hamburger, you know, medium done. It'd have to be well done, brown in the middle, cooked, crispy. You know, I just don't trust it. I've got sick too many times. So that's just a few little thoughts for you. This video is probably going to be broke up in a couple of pieces because I'm getting ready to throw the hamburgers on here in a few minutes. Sun's getting ready to go down. It's about 7:15. So I probably got about 30 more minutes of daylight left. But we'll get what we can in it. Just thought I'd share a little bit more intel with you. Cable Guy Ken here. Be looking for you.